Check. Sounds good? Cool.
Whipping up shit like that. DJ. Light up this shit like that.
Like that.
Like what?
CHXY, what the fuck?
My name is Jesus Guerrero, and my artist name, or the name that I go by online, is CHXY. It's spelled CHXY. I chose that name just because it's my nickname in Spanish, so I was like, I might as well just go by that. I would describe my music like heavy electronic music. It's just very energetic. I don't really use a lot of live instrumentation in terms of guitars and stuff. A lot of it is what we call made in the box, so made inside my computer and with software and stuff. The artist that really got me into the scene to begin with was CHXY. I saw his performance about 10 years ago when he played at Ultra Music Festival. He played in 2015, and I remember seeing the video of his performance online on YouTube, and that was my first introduction to the scene. And that really inspired me to start making my own music about 10 years ago. He is still one of my biggest inspirations. His style of music and other artists. There's this one DJ group from here in San Diego called Isonoc. Their style of sound and their sort of aesthetic as an artist also really inspires me as well. I've been making music for almost 10 years now. Music has always ran in my family, especially my dad's side. Everyone up until my great-great-grandfather, they were all musicians. So I've always had an affinity for creating stuff. Once I found where my passion truly lied, which is the electronic music producing sort of area, that's where I sort of took it and ran. The title of my EP is Genesis. Since my dad also makes music, one day I asked him what the name of his album would be if he was going to make one. And he said Genesis, and I'm like, you know what? That's kind of a cool name. I'm just gonna steal it. So, so that's how I came up with the name for my EP. I say that I've been working on it for the past 10 years just because it's my first official body of work and everything that I've been learning over those years. But technically speaking, I've been working for it 8 months now. That's when I started the first song. I took a class last fall called Artist Entrepreneurship, and we pretty much learned how to start a career, not only just in music, but also if you just wanted to start a business or really any sort of enterprise, I guess you could call it. The professor gave us the foundation and the groundwork and the framework to be able to actually make that into reality. So the final project was to pretty much just publish a proposal for what your project would be. Genesis was my final project for that class. I've always wanted to release a body of work like Genesis, and I felt like that final project and that class was really the sort of push that I needed. Before I figured out how I sort of intuitively work when it comes to being creative and putting this much energy into a certain project, it was definitely very exhausting, as all I could think about was the next goal or the next step when it came to the EP. For example, when I was finishing the songs, I would force myself into a creative drought just because I was sort of squeezing every last ounce of creativity out of me, and I would feel very dissatisfied if I reached the end of the day without meeting my creative goal. But after I sort of created a schedule for what the whole release of the EP would be and broke that up into little chunks, it's definitely allowed me to be a lot more aware of where I am in the process, as well as, letting myself feel fulfilled. If I were to describe what the visuals look like, they're definitely, I guess, grimy or dirty. Not dirty in the sense of the context, but just the image quality that you get out of the videos. A lot of the videos were filmed with an old camcorder, for example, and they're definitely a lot more glitchy, a lot more sort of distorted. So for the music video that I filmed, I was sort of the creative director, as in I came up with the storyline and I came up with the shots that we used and all of that stuff. But I had a friend help me actually record it, and they actually worked with one of my inspirations for the album. That's how I found out about them, and I just sort of hit them up. So I definitely had help from other people, but the creative direction was mainly me. I remember feeling a lot of self-doubt and a lot of insecurity before creating the EP. I remember thinking thoughts like, oh, I don't think I'm good enough to release an EP, or I don't think my music is there yet, or I don't think anyone's going to want to listen to it. But I've found that confidence usually happens after you start. So you can't really rely on like motivation or confidence to sort of push you to actually start. You have to start in order to gain that confidence. I would want my listener or my audience to walk away with just knowing that whatever they want to do is not out of reach. And if they have a vision, if they have a passion project, if they have something that they want to create, just start and the rest will figure itself out later. My EP is going to release on all platforms on April 25th, so you can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud. It's called Genesis, and you can find me on Instagram at choi.music. I will also be posting music videos and content on YouTube as well.
Don't tell me that you leave.